Just with coming back here now to play New England, obviously you talked about learning from every single game. What were the biggest takeaways from Columbus that you feel like you need to remember going to this game?
Yeah, I mean, when I evaluated myself and my staff, when we evaluated the match, we felt first half we were very good in terms of executing our attacking plan. Obviously, we created a lot of chances. We scored 2 goals. We probably should have scored 3 or 4, but we were extremely dangerous playing in transition. That was always the plan. We were disappointed, obviously, to give up the 2 goals. One was a counter with a ball behind. It's something we talk about all the time. The other one was a set piece corner kick. It was the first corner kick goal we've given up on the year. We've had 24 corner kicks, so by and large we've been very good on set pieces this year. On that play in particular, we needed to attack the ball better. But felt overall the half was good. The response, obviously, to come back, the chances we created, the execution as a whole, minus the 2 defensive plays. Second half, we felt like we tried to force at times the counter too much. That decision making of when to go and break and when to kind of put our foot on the ball and pull the ball back. We felt we gave the ball away too much. There's no secret we're very good in transition. We're one of the best, I think, counterattacking teams in the league. But we felt we relied on that a bit too much in the second half, and it led to us losing the ball and led to us defending deeper with a lower block for longer periods than we wanted to. In saying that, with all the possession that Columbus had, we were very organized, and they did not create and penetrate very much, with the exception of the 2 crosses, one in the 80th minute, the goal that happened in the 85th minute. We didn't get broken down. So we felt like even though we didn't create a lot, we could have made better decisions in possession. We still were very organized, and we didn't allow Columbus to create many chances, with the exception of the 2 crosses. And so the final takeaway is we have to do better in those 2 situations, certainly in the one that led to the goal. And if we do, we get out of there with a point on the road, with a few guys out, and we would have felt good about that result. But definitely, second half needed to be better in possession, decision making, and on all 3 goals, we have to do better. And looking at New England, how they play, that leads into some themes for us to work on this week defensively, and on the attacking side, again, making sure that we definitely look for opportunities in transition to exploit teams, because we're extremely dangerous in that regard. That's a weapon for us, but we have to make better decisions on when to keep the ball, rest on the ball, and stay in control of possession at times.
Caleb, on the offseason, one of the initiatives you talked about was improving production from the wide positions. 4 games in, what's your assessment?
Yeah, I think good. You look at Espria, obviously coming in the game, scoring a great goal 4 minutes in. Like I said, when you look at kind of the plan going into the game, a plan each game has to be based on your personnel, the opponent, conditions. We knew we had a couple of our best possession players out of the lineup. Really, when you look at probably our best 3 passing players, Ridgewell, Guzman, and Nagbe, and you look at Columbus being one of the best possession teams in the league, we didn't feel like it was a game where we were going to dominate possession. And we knew that they would open up and try to attack, and they'd have a lot of the ball. So, the plan was to use transition and counter, and we executed on that side of things very well in that first half, and that first goal came from exactly that. Second goal was more of a dead ball that we played quick, but it's still transition, and And like I said, there are 3-4 other chances. One where we hit the post with Larry. Spria got in on another situation. Breakaway should have scored. Adi as well one other time. So we were very effective at exploiting that, and a lot of that came from the wingers. So really pleased that Spria steps in and gets a goal, and Blanco obviously set up the goal and played that final ball. So whether it's goals or assists, we need those guys chipping in, and we feel like, with Nagby and Blanco, they haven't scored yet, but they've been chipping in assists. Spria getting a goal, and just looking at our overall depth, we feel good about what we're getting out of our wingers this year.
Caleb, I'm just interested if for the last couple of years seems like you've played during the international breaks when a lot of teams haven't. Is that your choice? Is that luck of the draw, maybe?
Yeah, well, you have the choice. You can play through all the international windows. You can play through none of them, or you can play through some of them. And you make those decisions to start the year. You don't get to choose necessarily which breaks you play in. And obviously, ideally, you don't want to, if you're playing in a break, be on the road. Last year, we played, or we didn't play through. We played through one break. We felt like it really compacted our schedule. We had a lot of 3 games in 7-8 day windows, and we felt like that didn't help us, especially as you get into the summer, and it made it difficult. So the choice this year was to play through a couple, and then not play through the rest. And when you look at our schedule, while we, one of the teams that play in this window, as you look at the schedule as it moves on, we have very few compacted windows. So like I said, it's not a perfect science where you can just pick exactly what you want, but when you put in what you want to, or how you want to approach it, you can choose to play in some and not play in some. You just don't get to pick which ones. So this one kind of fell at a tough time because we already have a couple injuries. But I think it'll pay off as the season goes on, because there's only one other window that we have to play in.
You mentioned Spria. He talked about, coming back this year and how much he wanted to do that, and how he feels like his mentality is in the right place now. What have you seen from him this year coming back?
A lot of hunger, great attitude, wants to be here. That was a big part of bringing him back, is, he wanted to come back. We thought long and hard about that decision. We knew from purely a soccer standpoint that he had the skill set to play in our system and to make an impact. But it's always important, the attitude of the player. It's important that they're bought in and they want to be here. And we knew in talking to him and gauging his mentality, that he would come in with hunger and would come in having already been here, so the transition would be minimal. He knew us, we knew him, he knows our system, he knows Portland, he knows most of the players. And like I said, he brings a skill set that is different than what we have in some of the other wingers. With Nagby out, we obviously had a decision to make. We could keep Blanco on the right, or and play Maddox, or go with Spria and shift Blanco over. And we just fell on the road with what he brings defensively, and knowing that it was going to be a counter-attacking game, knowing they're a very good team on the left side with Francis getting forward. We just felt it was the right fit, and it was also why we signed Blanco, because we knew he could play right or left. So it gives us a lot of flexibility, but Spria's been great. He's working hard, and I think when you look at, he's been patient. I think he's learned, you have to be patient. It's not just going to be handed to you. There are other good players, and for him to keep the right attitude through not playing, working hard, and just staying ready, and then obviously he repaid our faith in going with him by scoring the goal, and probably almost scoring another one.
For you said you thought long and hard. You guys, the staff, thought long and hard about the decision. Why is it important for you to be open to giving players second chances in situations like this, and how nice is it for you to see that he's making the most of this opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, I love all my players, all of them. As long as they want to be in this club, then I'll go to war with these guys. But if they don't want to be in this club and do the right things and contribute in the way we need them to contribute, then it's not a good fit for players to be here. That's really important. And but I'm always open-minded. I don't hold grudges, but I have to be honest and fair to everyone, and I don't play favorites. I know what I want in each position, and I know what it takes, and you have to be bought into those things. And if you're not, then it's, like I said, not going to work out, and it's not going to be a good fit in this club. So my point is with Esprit, the talent's always been there, but players don't always, I think, grasp the importance of playing a role and the importance of buying into what we need to win games. And he's grasping that now. And you're seeing what we thought we'd see right off the bat. And he's going to be a great fit for us. And he's going to be a guy that contributes in this league. We knew he was built for MLS with his athleticism, his size, his airplay, his directness. He's right-sided. He brings width. So I think he'll just continue to get better and better. He defends. So bringing him back, the only question was, mentality, and we knew that'd be the case because he wanted to come back.
And on another note, Audie and Valeri are obviously approaching the Timbers' all-time records in goals and assists. Audie tied that all-time record in Columbus. Can you just talk about those guys? Obviously, since they've come in, they've just been hugely important for the attack, and what it means to have two players kind of making history with the team.
Yeah, it's great, obviously, that they're reaching those standards. I mean, when you look at a guy like John Bain and what he accomplished, and for those guys to be in that category, and you look at the fact that we expect Audie and Valeri to be here quite some time more. So it's exciting. It's a great milestone for, I think, them as individual players, but also for the club and what we're continuing to accomplish. So I'm really happy for Audie and Valeri, and obviously these guys will go down as two of the best players in the history of this club, no doubt.
Do you have an injury update on Vitas and Ridgewell?
Yeah, Vitas still day-to-day. He's progressing. So we've had a good week with him and Ridgewell. Ridgewell's still a bit behind Vitas. Vitas could be tight for this game. We'll see, but he had a good day today. He did some stuff on the pitch. Might be in training Friday, and then we got to figure out fitness-wise after having 3.5 weeks off if he's capable of stepping in. It's always trickier with defenders because you don't want to sub a defender out of a game, so it's a little bit tougher decision. They have to be 90 minutes ready, but he's also a fit guy, and he's only been out 3.5 weeks, so we'll see. We'll evaluate him Friday, Saturday, see where he's at, and obviously make a decision. And then Ridgewell has progressed as well, but looking again unlikely for this weekend.